Good day, it's Dr. McLean with Vital Energy Chiropractic. Could poor posture kill you? That sounds like a pretty dramatic headline, right? But could poor posture kill you? Well, there is more to the story than that. But we talk about two aspects when it comes to posture. We have the physical and we have the electrical aspect of posture. So one thing that we know that the challenges today, again, computers, driving, sitting, we do those things too much, that it dramatically affects our posture. And you've probably seen this over time, people getting more and more slouched over. Well, one particular study, and there's several like this, but one particular study with men showed that people have what's called a hyperkyphotic posture. And they did this study particularly in men, but you could apply it to women as well, that as they shifted forward, that if they got a hyperkyphotic posture, that they had a 44% increased risk of death due to cardiovascular effects. 44%, not of back pain, but a 44% increased risk of death due to, again, cardiovascular symptoms. And so there's the physical, like I said, and the electrical. So from a physical aspect, and you can test this on yourself if you want, if you sit nice and tall posture, take a big breath in and let that air out. And then I want you to stick your chin out, and I want you to do the same thing. Take a big breath in and then let a big breath out. You're going to find it's much more difficult when you're sticking your chin out to get a big breath in. Now, part of that is the physical aspect, is we restrict the motion of our rib cage, and it's harder for us to actually physically get oxygen in. But they also found that it physically stretches your spinal cord and decreases the lung capacity by 30%. And that's the electrical effect of that. And what they call it a piezoelectrical effect. And basically what that means is, if you imagine a dimmer switch on a light bulb, and if we turn that dimmer switch all the way down, the light goes off. So that'd be kind of like going into your nervous system. If I took a scissors and I cut nerves, let's say the nerves going down into your arm would instantly not work anymore. If I took the nerves going to your heart and I cut all the nerves going to your heart would stop working, because your brain controls all that, right? There has to be a communication from your brain out to your body and back to your brain. So go back to the dimmer switch. Instead of turning it all the way off, if we turn that dimmer switch down just a little bit, the light gets dimmer, not because there's anything wrong with the light, but there's less power going there. Well, from a nervous system aspect, the research has clearly shown this on many different levels, that again, the brain's got to communicate with the body, and the body has to communicate with the brain. So if there is like a dimmer switch on that light, if the spine is shifted out of alignment, if it's not moving properly, it interferes with these signals. And the brain doesn't get the proper information, and even though the brain might send out the proper information does not reach its destination appropriately, and therefore the body can't function the right way. Another way to look at it is, if you're out, let's say out in the mountains here in Montana, and you're on your cell phone, you've got kind of a bad signal, and you're trying to give somebody directions maybe to your campsite, and you keep cutting out, you're sending out the right message, but it's not being received clearly by the other person. They're going to have a hard time finding your campsite. Again, same thing with their body. And our nervous system is, again, controlling and adapting to our environment on a second-to-second basis. I mean, millions and billions of things are happening every single second in our body, and they all have to be coordinated together. And if they can't, we develop dis-ease, which results in disease or a lack of ease. So again, one of the best things you can do for your health, for longevity, for adaptability, is to take care of your spine and nervous system through regular chiropractic care.